Hello, my name is Angela. Welcome to my little corner of YouTube, Yarn and Yarns. I am here with my third instalment of my Vlogmas-ish series. And if you watched part 2, you will have just left me earlier on this morning. I was planning on, it's the 6th of December today, and I was planning on including this day in the second part of my Vlogmas-ish series, but I'd already taken quite a lot of footage, so I decided to cut it short, and I'm going to carry on with a new vlog today. So it's still quite early in the morning. It's just around 8 o'clock. I've been up for a few hours because reasons. Sometimes my brain does not want to switch off. And I'm trying to get a little bit of work done before I hop in the shower. So sorry for the scruffy start to the video. But hey, you know what it's like here. And it's Vlogmas, it's real life. So, you know, you're going to get a lot of me in my pyjamas chatting to you. I'm going to carry on with a little bit of work and then I shall get myself sorted out. So I've just had a delivery of the new publication from Liner, which is 52 weeks of easy knits. And I put a pre-order for these up on the website the other day. So I'm going to start packaging those up. The book is not officially released for a few days, but I know our post system is pretty slow at the moment and I want people to get them as close to the release date as I can. So I'm going to package these up and probably take them to the post office today. And then hopefully after that, I shall have the rest of the day free. So hopefully we'll have a little bit more crafting content today. And also, of course, I shall be opening my Advent a bit later on as well. So let's get the work done and then the fun can start. Not that my work isn't fun. That's a lie. I love my work. It's just fun. Let's get the fun done so we can have some more fun. It's about noon, I think, something like that. And I just got back from the post office run to take the Yarn and Yarns orders and get them sent out today. So I now have the rest of the day pretty much to myself. Got hair stuck somewhere. I am hoping to get a few bits and pieces done around the house, housework wise, but I'm going to intersperse that with lots of relaxing and lots of crafting. So I think it's time to facilitate that by opening Advents. And as luck would have it, while I was out at the post office, I received my package from the lovely Charlie for our little Advent swap. So I have some little mini skeins to open again. So it was perfect timing. As you might remember, I didn't have a package to open yesterday. So in theory, I could open 2 today, but I think I might save it because I still don't know when the other packages will be arriving and there's more post strikes imminent. So I think I'm going to open 1 today and then I'll catch up later in the month once I know I have all of the packages. Charlie did send me a lovely card which I've already opened, and I know she's recently been visiting her sister in Australia, and this has got some koalas and some kookaburras and a cockatiel. Cockatoo? What are those birds called? I can't remember. But that is super sweet, and that's going to go down on my little string, and that's slowly filling up with cards. And I've just randomly picked a package out of the bag. There doesn't seem to be any numbers or anything, so I don't think there's a particular order to open these. Oh, lovely. There's a Bird and Blend tea, which it looks like Charlie has made into, it's loose leaf tea, looks like Charlie has made into a tea bag. And this is gingerbread chai, which is one of my absolute favourites. So I'm going to probably brew that up straight away, I think. And that can be my cuppa as I get crocheting. And I have this beautiful pink yarn. There's no clues with regards to the dye, but it's an absolutely gorgeous, gorgeous colour. So I shall start crocheting up my little mini granny squares with that this afternoon too. In my tea advent today, day 6, it is Earl Grey cream, and I love Earl Grey, so I'm super happy for that. So So I shall look forward to brewing that up later as well. I've got all afternoon to drink tea, so I think I can get through catch up on quite a few of my tea advents today. And then of course I also have my package from Lisa, day 6. I'm intrigued to know what this is, because this is quite, some of the bats have been sort of fairly compact. This one's got a real good squish to it, so I'm wondering what fibre might be in here. Ooh, another sort of pinky tone today. That's huge. So let's see. Oh, there it is. I'm just going to pop that on the floor. There's a super cute little elf like that. That's so cute. So I'm going to pop that on the tree. I've also got chocolate, yum yum, cranberry and raspberry tea, loads of tea to keep me busy this afternoon. And the bat is Hill Radna, mystery wool and eyelash yarn neps. Okay, interesting. So eyelash yarn, you can see that Lisa has added the tag with some eyelash yarn. It's that really sort of textured yarn. It's got some real texture to it. So I'm gonna have some fun with this, I think, with these little bits of eyelash yarn and popped through it. Now what I'm thinking, and actually I thought about this after I started yesterday's yarn as well, is that with all of the texture in these, rather than spin on my spindle, I might actually core spin this, because I think this would make a really fun sort of textured core spun yarn. And although I have started spinning yesterday's yarn on my spindle, I was kind of second guessing myself, and I think I'm going to try not to be too prescriptive about spinning every single bat on my spindles. Another fun advent day. Before I head off and make some lunch and get ready to do my crochet and spend a couple of cozy hours doing that, I thought I'd catch you up with my project that I've been trying to finish over the last few days. I chatted about it on one of the earlier videos. It's a bit covered in fibre now because I had it on the table. But I have actually cast off my Ultra jumper. I didn't get to do my 15 rounds of ribbon. If you watched the last video, I said I wanted to try and finish it off with 15 rounds of ribbon, but I only had enough yarn to do 10 rounds of ribbing. So I did quickly try it on. It's maybe like half an inch shorter than I would have liked, but what I'm going to do is block this now. So I'm going to soak it and then leave it out flat to dry. And I'm thinking it might take, in this weather where it's really chilly, I think it might take a couple of days to dry. Once I've done that, I'm going to try it on again, and then I'm going to see what I need to do about this neckline that I keep going on about. But yeah, this is almost finished, as well as my advent projects. I need to choose something else off of my hit list to start working on, and I've got a few ideas actually of what that might be, and I might actually choose 2 projects. It's 2 PM and I have got myself a cup of tea, my gingerbread chai from Charlie today, and I have also gathered up next to me a little bowl full of all of the treats that I have been opening over the last 5 days or so that I haven't yet munched on. I've had a couple, but I'm going to be enjoying some of these this afternoon, keep them beside me for when I need a little bit of energy. And I have also just started, it's a bit tricky to share, let me just pull that out so that I don't lose where I am, but I've started joining the first 4 granny squares. So these are from the yarn that I got on day 1 of the swap. So as you can see, I'm doing the join as you go method, and then at the end, once I have as many squares as I want for this blanket. I'll figure out whether I do another round of join as you go or whether I sew the squares together. Haven't got that far in my brain yet, so yeah, I'm well on the way to joining this. And I thought I'd sort of switch between what I might want to do this afternoon, but because I'm using this dark anthracite yarn, which I've got tangled around the cord of my laptop, because I'm using this dark colour, I thought while I'm actually at home in the daylight, I might try to join these before I make the squares with today's yarn. I've had a lovely time drinking tea, eating some chocolate and finishing the first 2 squares of my granny from my advent. So this was the Owl About yarn from Ruth, and this one was Ring a Rosie, I think. And I really like how they turned out. I've got the 2 more sets from Ruth to work up the handspun and the gingerbread house. So I'm going to work on those in a bit, but it's starting to get a little bit chilly now. It's approaching 3 o'clock in the afternoon. As much as I hate to do it, I think I'm actually going to get up and move around and do a bit of housework to warm myself up. While we're chatting though, I'm just going to tell you about the next project on my December hit list, or the next projects I should say, because I've got a couple. In total I've got 3 spinning projects on my December would like to finish list. 2 of them are spindle projects and they shouldn't take too long at all. I think I'm going to work on these next, which I know I'm already spindle spinning for the advent, but these really shouldn't take long. So I've got this beautiful spindle from Georgia, Crochet is the company, and I made up a small quantity of rolags on my hand cards from a fleece that I bought from Fernhill Farm, and I was just spinning up a little sample of that fleece to see if it was nice for this type of spinning. So I just want to finish that, get this yarn plied up, and also to free up this spindle, because obviously I'm working with my support spindles through Advent, so it would be nice to add this one into the mix. The other spin that I've got on the go is on my Turkish spindle, and a couple of weeks ago I rediscovered a set of rolags that I'd made when I first got my blending board. These are Corriedale fibre with some Angelina sparkle and some sari silk in there. I've got a few of these turtles, bundles of fibre that I've already spun up from the set of rolags that I found. And I've got 1 more rolag left, so I'd like to get that finished and plied up as well. So I think those 2 spindle projects really count as one. So if I can get that done, then fantastic. That's quite a lot of spinning, so on top of my Advent bat spinning as well. So I also want to pop in some knitting. I've got my crochet on the go with my blanket, but I can't go too long without a bit of knitting. So the next project on my hit list are my Varia mitts, which is one of my 12 cast-ons from last year. And I worked on these a couple of months ago and I was enjoying adding a few rows of colour work each day, and I managed to finish the first mitt and I was going great guns until COVID hit me. I managed to cast on, like literally all I've done is cast on for the second mitt. I haven't even joined in the round or done anything like that. But if I put my mind to it, I don't think it will take too long to get this finished. And it would be quite nice to have 1 more project from my 12 cast on list from last year finished before we get ready at the end of this month to cast on the new lot. So it'd be nice to have another knitting project to keep me company for the next few evenings. welcome to my Wednesday. It's the 7th of December and my plan for today, I'm at home again today, although not technically, as you can see, was just to stay at home, be cosy and probably spend most of the day spinning. However, it has dawned a beautiful clear blue sky, even some sunshine day, and so I've decided to go for a walk, and too good a day to stay inside all day. I'm out for a nice long walk. I'm going to the local lake, and I'll probably show you the medieval village this time. I think we've been to the lake a couple of times before, and if I've got enough residual warmth in me by the time I get there, I've got my Advents in my bag, so we'll unpack them while we're sat by the lake. So yeah, hope you enjoy some lovely outside blue sky, sunshine, nature, Vlogmas footage. So the sign on the gate is free to come into the medieval village, which is attached to the lake. The sign on the gate says that the gate opens at 10 and it's 10:01, so I timed it just right. So I hope you enjoyed that little tour of the medieval village. It is quite small, but it's very interesting, especially as woolly folk, because there's that really nice display in the museum about wool prep, showing how important that would have been to folks back in medieval times. So I don't know if it would be worth coming here just to see the village, but combined with a walk around the beautiful lake, it's definitely worth your time if you're in the area. And I'm going to go for my little walk around the lake now. It's warming up now that the sun's out a bit more fully, so I'm starting to feel a bit warm in all my woolies. But I'm going to hopefully find a nice bench to sit down on and open up my Advents. I'm just looking down the lane here and there's so much bird life. I can see a robin, a magpie, I can see a chaffinch even, which we don't get in my garden, which is always nice to see. There are some cute little sheepsies sitting in this field. Not sure how close I can get. This is as far as my camera will zoom in, but I might walk up the side of the field and see if we can spy on them a little bit closer. Ah, this super curious little robin, look. I could almost reach out and touch him. And there's the sheep. I can actually go out into this field if I wanted to. Not sure how muddy it is. I might try it, but I've only got my trainers on. So we'll see. I'll put a foot in the field and see how it is. Robin's not moving, he doesn't care. Come closer. So close, my camera's struggling to focus. So that was super special. I was literally eye to eye with that gorgeous little robin, and now I'm in the field with the sheep. I don't want to disturb them too much. I'm just going to turn the camera around because they're right in the field behind the village, and you can see sort of like the village in its entirety really from this angle. They don't seem to be bothered by my presence at all, so I'm not feeling bad about being here. They're just carrying on with their day. Look at that handsome face. Okay, I shall stop bothering the sheep. Found myself a hot chocolate. Look at this cup, it's amazing. And I also treated myself to a flapjack, which was a little bit naughty as I'm having hot chocolate. But by the time I walked back home, as I've walked around the lake and the medieval village, I think I would have walked just over 5 miles, something like that. So I reckon I can justify a flapjack. I'm gonna need to put my glasses on to see what's going on, although they are steaming up a little bit. I need a good clean. Bear with. Still not very clean, but I can see out. So if you can see smudgy fingerprints, sorry. This is not the bench I was hoping to sit on to open my advents, because when we come to meet at the lake, Lisa and I have a particular bench, but that one was occupied. So I found another one, and actually this is a little bit better in terms of opening the advents, because this one's got a table so I can put my little tripod on and I've got my hands free for advent opening. Seriously, this hot chocolate is so good. It's a local business called Wilmore's, and they've got a little van, like a little takeaway van, which you may have just seen a clip of here. And they've just opened another cafe up on the cliff tops in Penarth. So good. Right, advents. Let's start with yarn advent today. So this is another package from Charlie. Package is opened. Ooh, look at that. It's another one with pinks, but it's more on the purpley side of pink, with some beautiful flecks of green. That's going to make a gorgeous square. And there's also some chocolate in here today. Look at these. Super cute little dinosaurs. There's 2 of those. So thank you so much for that, Charlie. All of a sudden, my little peaceful spot has now become noise central. There's some work about to start by the looks of it. Country park management. And then I've got my fibre advent, so I'm going to open this up quickly before they get the chainsaws out and start chopping trees. The package split, so sorry, I saw this before you did today. So I've got a lovely caramel chew. They're like a sort of smooth toffee, a bit like a Werther's, if you've ever had one of those. Got 3 cinnamon tea, and then the fibre today has some orange in it. You know that's going to make me happy. So this is, oh, the first drum carded Rolags I've ever made, says the note from Lisa. Shetland wool, some mystery wool, and some linen fabric neps. Oh, so that's going to be really interesting. Oh, I can see now. There's a pile of, I won't unwrap them now because I've got to take them home, but there's a pile of Rolags all bundled together. Look at those, gorgeous. So I'll try and show those off properly. I'll lay them out properly when I get home, I think, to share those with you. Honestly, I'm so happy that I made the decision to come out today. I've seen so many birds. I saw some thrushes, which I don't see very often. And yeah, it's just been wonderful. Although the sun obviously has more or less gone in now and it's starting to get grey rather than blue. there goes the chainsaw. Yeah, I'm so glad that I made the decision not to stay at home and be lazy, but to come out. I think that's my cue to stop recording. Home again, and a little time has passed. I've had my lunch, had a nice warming bowl of soup, had some cuddles with the cat, watched some rubbish on telly for a little while, just relaxed a little after my walk. I've now got a nice warming cup of tea in my mug, and I thought I would share with you the crochet squares that I've done for my blanket so far. I now have five completed squares, so this is going to give me a much better idea of what the blanket might look like eventually. So I've got my 4 cute colourful squares, and I have joined them with the crochet join as you go method to make these bigger 4-patch squares. So these ones were the yarns from Ruth. The one with the hand spun, this one, did turn out a little bit bigger, as I suspected. I think by the time I manipulate these and join them together, that one will fit in no problem, and you won't really notice the difference. So no, not that one. This was the last one from Ruth, the ginger house colour from Stranded. And then I've got yesterday's pink yarn from Charlie. I thought I would also share with you that I got a lovely swap package as I got back from the lake today. I got this swap package in the mail from Jeanette. So this is the next part of my friend's advent swap, and I'll share with you the lovely card that Jeanette sent to me, which is so beautiful. So I'm going to pop that on my wall, and Jeanette's daughter Becky also sent a card as well, which is super sweet, with these Christmas puds on. So they shall go up onto my wall downstairs. I can't remember how long it's been since I've shown you how I'm progressing with my advent spinning. So I've brought my little basket up. I won't show you the red fibre from day one because I'm pretty sure I shared that. But I have been making some progress with the Cheviot bat from day 2. I filled up the first spindle, which was the beautiful sunflower spindle from Alice Savage. And I moved on to a second spindle, and this is from, I think it's called Viscount Woodworkings, which is a Canadian based company, and I got this beautiful bog oak spindle a good way through the second half of that bat. I've not actually got much left to spin, so I am very confident that I will get day 2 finished today, this evening, when I have my little spinning spurt in front of the telly later. The pink from day 3 has not progressed since I did my little spinning on that day, so I don't think there's too much more to say about that. And the next 2, I'm not sure if I ever actually showed you my progress on them. So for the Hill Radnor, which also contains Scottish blackface and sari silk, I chose this lovely spindle from Whimsy Wood and Wool. Although the flecks are more purpley, it sort of matches the bat. Sadly, I do not have a spindle in every colour. But yeah, I did a good amount of spinning on that day. And then for the one that had the sort of locks, the neps, and this beautiful purple colour, I chose another one of my Alice Savage spindles, which is this lovely sort of cherry blossom. And again, I did a little bit of spinning in my sort of 15 minutes a day spinning. And this is one where with hindsight I might have chosen to core spin this, because it's quite difficult to catch the neps, the big wool neps in this. It's quite difficult to catch them in when I'm doing support spinning, because my support spindles tend to want to spin quite fine, and you almost need to spin a little bit thicker to encapsulate those neps. But I'm hoping that when I get to ply it, the ones that aren't quite sort of stable in the fibre will get captured in the plying. So I'm going to continue on with my support spinning for this. So yeah, I'm just loving spinning up all of these bats. And of course the fibre that I got yesterday with the eyelash yarn in it, which I think is going to be so much fun to spin, I decided that I'm going to save that to do some core spinning, so I haven't touched that one. With that spinning spindle update, I think I'm probably going to call it for this third part of Vlogmas-ish. Because I've been off for the last couple of days, I know I've taken a lot of footage and I'm about to download it, which is why I'm sat in my dining room / office to try and get a head start on that, because for the next 2 days I'm working out of the house. Because I'm working for the next 2 days, it does also mean I get the weekend off as well. So I've had 2 spurts of 2 days off in a row this week, which will be really nice. But yeah, there's going to be not much recording time over the next couple of days, and it's probably going to take me some time this evening and maybe my little sort of yarns work hour before tomorrow morning, before I head out to actually get all this footage downloaded and edited and uploaded. So yeah, it might be a few days before I come back again, but yeah, hopefully you've enjoyed part 3 of Vlogmas-ish. Little trip to the lake with me and some crafting. Please let me know in the comments below how your advents are going, if you've got advent calendars. I've loved hearing about all of the different advent calendars that everyone has been opening, whether they've been self-made ones, swaps, or things that you've purchased from lovely indie dyers or other crafting companies, or just other advents not crafty related at all. But yeah, I've been really enjoying reading those comments. Keep letting me know what you're working on project wise. I'd love to hear about that as well. There's lots of gift knitting going on and people trying to finish things before the end of the year. I will of course be back again for part 4 of Vlogmas-ish in a few days time. I'm not sure when that will be. It'll probably be end of the weekend, maybe beginning of next week. We shall see what I have time for. But yes, I hope you have enjoyed this one. And until we do get to spend some time together again, I hope you get to do some of the things that you enjoy. Great big woolly hugs to you all. Bye for now. Bye.